Are you done? Hey guys, it is Erin or Gimme Yarn 418 and I am here with Thank God It's Finished. As you saw in the beginning, Dewey wanted to be the center of attention. He wanted to be the star of the show today. So he has been physically removed. Kristen has brought him into her office. I don't know what's going to happen with the other two though. So we'll see. Did I say this is Thank God It's Finished? I don't even know. I'm recording this a day early, but it'll still go up on Friday. Why I'm telling you that, I don't know, because you wouldn't have known otherwise. But so let's just get right into it. It's going to be a more usual show. It's not a show. Video. But first I wanted to give you a little update on Mia. Mia is slowly, very slowly, getting better. She is weight bearing on her foot, although we are trying to keep her as sedentary as possible for at least 7 days from the date of injury, which is tomorrow, but we're probably going to extend that longer. The vet did say that because they think she tore the ligaments and strained the joint, that it could take several weeks for her to completely regain mobility. So we're just going to treat her with kid gloves, which she doesn't really mind. Although sometimes she does like to be a bit independent. I have a heavy breather behind me. You can't see her, but she's laying on the floor, so that's good. So Mia is getting slowly better, and I appreciate everybody who checked in with me to see how she was doing. It really meant a lot to me and Kristen, and yeah, so that's it. So let's get into the knitting / crocheting, although yes, there's crocheting, from this week and some other things. The first thing we'll do is finished objects. Oh, I did sewing. What's the name of the company? The Missouri Star Quilt Company put out a video, and I meant to bring over a ruler, so hold on 1 second. They did a video for a pattern using a Dresden ruler, and their Dresden ruler was bigger, but this is the one I have. I think this is probably that's not useful. That's not useful either. Anyway, this is my Dresden ruler. There, you can see it on the green. And I wanted to give it a shot. I initially wanted to do it for a dog pillow, but because my Dresden ruler is so much smaller than theirs, it's more of a throw pillow. But I'm going to put this up in the studio. Dewey's already claimed it as his. And here it is. In the tutorial, they have you take a button and put it through here. What's it called? Tuft, like tufting. But because I was going to use this as a dog pillow, I didn't add the button. So this will go upstairs in the studio. The tutorial called for 20 Dresdens, but because their Dresden was bigger, they needed less. But on my directions, it says right here that you need 24 wedges. 24 wedge circles. Oh, I guess it doesn't say that. I saw somewhere that you needed 24 Dresdens to make the circle, and that is what I needed, so that's what I did. Just with some fabric that I had in my stash. And it was a fun project, but I don't know if I'll be making another one because I was disappointed in the size. I might try and find the larger Dresden ruler, the template. Is it called a ruler or a template when it's shaped? I feel like it's called a template. What does it say? It's called a ruler. So that was that. It's a really easy and straightforward pattern, so if you have a Dresden ruler, give it a shot. It's pretty fun. Theirs they did in multiple colors, but I was just going for simple. Anyway, the next thing I have to show you is I purchased an outfit for Dewey for Christmas. Not Christmas. For Christmas. You know why I'm saying Christmas? Because we got snow yesterday. We got, not a lot, but we got enough that we had to brush off the car. So for Easter, I got Dewey a little outfit with a little Easter hat, and I got Molly some bunny ears, but we couldn't find one for Mia, so I said I'd just make her something. And if you remember several videos back, like from the fall, I showed you the sparkle yarn that I got when I was at Stitches East. hold on a second, that I got for super cheap, and it was kind of a DK weight, so I held it double, and I made Mia just a little dress, and this doesn't look like anything. There's no pattern for this. I just measured it, tried it on her, until I liked the way it fit, but I'm going to insert a picture of her wearing it so you can see how cute it is, and I'll put that in. So that's all my finished objects. I do have two active works in progress. The first is the socks for Kristen, and I did finish the first one. This is out of Lollipop Yarn. Lollipop Yarn, in a color, Tranquility, I think. Yep, Tranquility. And I used the, what did she call it? Vanilla bean. It's on my project page. I can't even think. It's been a long week. So there's that. And I have made it through the heel of the second one, and I've started the foot. My goal is to finish this today. So that's that. And there's a reason I want to finish this today, and you'll see that in a minute. My other work in progress is the Hero, and I'm knitting this out of, what's it called? Knit Picks, Wool of the Andes Superwash. Yeah. And you've seen this before, much further along, and then you've also seen it ripped out. But I did finish the body, and I separated for the sleeves, and I have started the sleeves, and I've gotten this far on the sleeve. This is my other goal for today, is to finish this sleeve, and I only have 2 or 3 more inches to go, so I think that will be attainable. I am hoping, but I'm not making promises, that this will be done next week, if not the week after. And it's a fun knit. It's kind of relaxing. My color work skills have improved thanks to Bruno, who gave me a couple tips. And that is all the works in progress I have. I hate when I do that. But anyway, a couple thank yous. First, I want to thank Sarah Hepworth, S.E. Hepworth. She IM'd me the other day and said, have you been to your post office box? There should be something there for me. And I said, no, but I'm going today. And I went, and what I picked up was this long, skinny tube in a plastic, it was like tube shaped, in a plastic mailer. And I was like, what in the world is this? I had no idea. And I went to the car, and Kristen was with me, and I said, any guesses what this is? And she said, no. So we drove home quickly as we could. And I opened it. And I wish I had opened it on video because I was so excited about it. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to show you. So I'm going to insert a picture here of what Sarah sent me. Okay. Isn't that the coolest? How many people would be excited in April to receive a Christmas tree? I don't know if you remember or not, Sarah did, which was so awesome. And I didn't even know you could buy them out of season. I mentioned a few videos ago that I was keeping all my Christmas ornaments out because I couldn't bear to put them away. I wanted to have them displayed all year long, that I had wished I had bought a miniature Christmas tree at the end of the Christmas season. And she sent me one, and oh my god, it made my day. It was awesome. Molly here in my coffee, no extra charge. I'm just noticing that yesterday I whacked myself in the eye with my headphones, and I told Kristen, don't be surprised if I have a black eye in the morning. And I have a black eye. Oh, Lord. Lord. Okay, anyway. So, thank you so much, Sarah. I absolutely love my mini Christmas tree. It's already up in the studio, or I would have showed it down here. And that is like the most creative gift I've probably ever gotten. So, I got another gift from Bruno, Dump for Stump, and his wife and his cat Jonathan. He sent me this pretty card. And I told I told Kristen that this is James and this is Kristen and this is me and this is Bruno and we're crossing the pond. They're holding the line out to cross the pond so that we can hang out and knit. So, which may be happening in real life at some point. So, what else did he send me? He also sent me, which Kristen has already torn into these, which I told her to. I love to share. So, we got these before. I think they were from Sarah Hepworth. If not Terry Tinsel. I can't remember. I'm sorry. But he sent these. Maltesers or Maltesers? I think it's Tessers. As I told you in a previous video, I'm horrible at pronunciation and spelling, so. Oh, they're so yummy. They're like, the things, what do they compare to in the US? They're like Whoppers, but a million times better. They're malted milk balls, and they're so good, and I can't get them back in the bag. So, that's that. And the piece de la resistance of what Bruno sent me. I knew it was coming. I didn't know what it was. He said to me, this is what I would like to give you for your birthday. Go to one of these sites and choose what you would like. So I said, how about I choose a bunch of colors and you just choose and surprise me. So then I'm still surprised. But there was one that I was like, but I really, really want this one. So he got me a skein of Opal Flower Power and I don't know if there's a color. You know I speak fluent German, so I don't know. I don't know if the color is just flower power. I can't tell on this one, but it's so cool. I think this is going to be a pair of socks for Kristen. I think she would like those. And then I got a skein of Opal in Smile, and the colorway is, Kristen was laughing when I said this, Lebensfreude. Sure, that's what it is, Lebensfreude. And another skein of Opal Smile in Optimismus. And I told Kristen that there needed to be like hard K's or something in there to be German. Because I'm fluent in German. And the last but not least is the one that I said that I wanted the most. And this is Opal Viridian. And the color is Kim, and that is how it stripes up. So the reason I want to finish my socks is because tomorrow on my birthday, which is actually today for you, the 18th on my birthday, I want to start a pair of socks with birthday yarn for moi. So I'm going to cast on with these. So thank you, Bruno. I love them. I'm still holding out. I still think I can get Kristen to try to knit socks. Not currently. She has some things going on with her illness that are preventing her from doing that, but maybe someday she'll be knitting socks. Over on the Ravelry board, we have a knit along, crochet alongs, loom along, if you can make them with yarn, sock along. And I just wanted to remind everybody, there's been a lot of chatter, which is awesome, but I did want to remind everybody that in order to be entered in the drawing, you do need to post the picture of your finished objects in the no chatter finished objects thread, just so it's really all about being as easy for me to be as fair as possible. So go ahead over and post there if you haven't done that already. But please, in the chatter thread, you can post anything you want. Well, let's keep it clean, ladies and gentlemen, but anything you want. I don't know why I'm so hoarse today. Probably because I was just pleading with Dewey not to bark. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is, you know that I'm going to Webs in the future, the near future, and I wanted to talk a little bit about project planning. You know that I'm on a spending freeze, and that is until July 1st, possibly longer. And after that, I want to make sure that I am purchasing with purpose. And before the spending freeze started, I wanted to I was purchasing with purpose also, but in the past I've had an inability to turn down a good deal. So I really need to make a conscious effort to purchase with purpose. So in the trip to Webs, I've set a few guidelines for myself. The first thing is I'm not buying any sock yarn. I have plenty of sock yarn. I am so happy to have this sock yarn because I love it. But there is no sock yarn on my to look at or to think about purchasing list because I have enough. The one exception to that is if I find one single skein of socks that rock that I am absolutely in love with, that I might want to use for a shawl or even a pair of socks, that will be my one exception to that rule. My other thought is that I don't want to buy a bunch of single skeins. I don't want to go in. The last time I went, I bought a few skeins of Mono Still Uruguay that I love it. I love it. And I've used, I think, all but one skein of it. And it's a beautiful yarn, but I'm leaning towards bigger projects and socks. So I want to keep that in mind in my purchasing for knitting. The other thing I'm thinking of when I go into Webs is that I want to purchase yarn for projects that I wouldn't be able to purchase for around here. Around here, it's very difficult to purchase a sweater's quantity of yarn, with the exception of when my local sheep farm has their sale in October, the end of October. It's very difficult. There's no variety. The one time I bought a sweater's quantity of yarn at my local yarn store, I had to have it ordered so it would all be in the same dye lot because they don't buy 10 skeins of the same thing because there's not a need for that around here. So I've made a list, which I'm going to share with you, of all the sweaters that I want to knit, as well as some of the things that I want to look at when I'm at Webs, things that I cannot get around here. So let me see if I can make this bigger. I have it on my iPad so that I can carry it with me. And I've made a couple notes. I'm hoping that I can get this video turned around so that this is not all backwards to you. So here it is, and you can't see it. You can't see. But these are the sweaters that I'm interested in purchasing for or in knitting in the near future. What I did was for every sweater, let's find one that I don't have the yarn for. For instance, I want to knit the Owls sweater. And I can't get bulky yarn around here. Even special order, I can't get bulky yarn around here. So I've written, there you go, you can see it, that the Owl sweater calls for bulky yarn and I need 850 yards for my sweater. I put that I would need 2 skeins of Cascade Eco, which would be $27.98 right now because it's on sale. And then I put some alternate brands or yarns that I could look at if I couldn't find a color I liked in the Cascade Eco. And I also noted that it is a pay-for pattern on Ravelry. You'll see some of my, where is it? Here's another one. The Dark and Stormy is another one that I want to look for, and you can see the differences. I put that it's already in my library. So the Owls this is the sweater that I am, no matter what, buying the yarn for. Because after knitting the baby, the owlet, I want to knit it. So in making that list, I had to take a serious look at my stash and see what I had. And if you remember back in October, when I was going to the local sheep farm, I had planned out very similarly what I wanted to look for, and I showed you what I bought. The thing I didn't do is when I came home, I just put it in my stash. I didn't allocate it for a certain project. So I started thinking about this, and I didn't want to put together a kit per se, but I wanted larger projects that I bought all the things, all the supplies for. I want to keep it all in one place. So I started looking into what the best way to store a whole project together would be. And I kept going back to the large Ziploc bags. They're huge. And I found them on Amazon, and they were $5.10 for 5 bags, which ends up being $1.02 per bag. And that was a little pricey for me. So when I was in my dollar store, I just looked for the heck of it, and I found these storage bags. And this is the large. It's the same size as the Ziploc ones, and there were 3 bags for $1. $1.02 per bag, or 3 bags for $1, so 33 1/3 cents for 1 bag. They also had them in extra large, 2 for $1, and on Amazon the extra large bags are $5.99 for 4, so $1.25 a bag. No, $1.50 a bag, as opposed to 50 cents a bag. And then they had the extra large bags, 1 bag for $1. And on Amazon, the extra large bags come in a package of 3, and they're $11.59. So just shy of $4 per bag, as opposed to $1 per bag. I don't know if you know this about me already. You probably do, but I don't like to spend money on silly things. And I felt like $4 for a Ziploc bag was ridiculous. I would have bought it if there was no other option, but... So what I did, I bought these bags, and I grouped up all my yarns. And I discovered that the best size bag for me was the large. And of course I bought the fewest of these. I only bought 2 packages of the large. I should have bought more. And what I did was... I took the yarn. This is yarn from my local sheep farm right down the road. This is sport weight yarn. There's 400 and some odd yards of skein. So there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excuse me. There's about 2,000 yards of a sport weight yarn. And I couldn't remember what I bought this for. But going through my queue, I realized that I bought it for the Charleston tee. So I printed the pattern out and I put it in the bag with it. The only thing that I need to do is add needles and buttons. Buttons I always add after the fact. Now, this yarn is Plymouth Select Superwash Merino DK that I bought the last time I was at Webb's for a project that did not happen. But I had since decided I was going to knit the Divine Vest from the Finish Free Knits book. So I just put a note with that instead of putting the whole book in there with it. And this is the extra large bag, and you'll probably remember this, although you can't see the yellow through here. I'm going to be knitting the Stroker, which I was gifted at Christmas time from Bruno, and I just put the yarn in there. So now I don't have to go upstairs and say, do I have enough skeins? Oh, did I use one accidentally? It's all in one spot, so it will be used for the purpose I purchased it for, which goes along with the purchasing with purpose. So we have a thread over on the Ravelry board, not a thread, we have a group on the Ravelry board with several threads in there. For instance, the Whip It Out Wednesday thread where you can show what your current works in progress are. We have the Thank God It's Finished thread where you can show something that you've finished, that you're proud of, that you're glad it's done, that you're just happy with. We also have the Any Knit and Crochet Alongs will be over there. And we also have an introduction thread. And if you introduce yourself, I will say hello to you on the podcast. It's a great way to get to know a little bit about each other. And yeah, it's great to get to know each other. Dewey has come to help with the introductions. I apologize in advance. I am horrible at pronunciation, as I have already mentioned. First person who introduced herself was Christine Hart. Christine, H-A-R-D-T, who is Chris from Wisconsin. Hello, Chris. Next was Supermom 1989, or Jackie. Hi, Jackie. She Spins, or Juanita, who is also on YouTube, from Norfolk, Virginia. Whew. And Pam Chatfield, who is Pam from Massachusetts, who has the cutest, funniest cat, Nigel. I'm not a cat person, but I love Nigel. He cracks me up. It might be because his mom has a Boston accent, lives near where I used to live, and it just makes me feel like home when I hear her talk. She's also on YouTube. She has 2 channels. But welcome, Pam, and I think that's all I have for this week. So until next time, I hope you're doing great. Bye.